have life. It's enjoyable. That's what I love about it. It's carefree as well.
Hey, brother, if it wasn't fun at this season of my life, probably yours, I wouldn't be here. We got some great people. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is our Wednesday LIFEshop product showcase. A little bit of deja vu. One of the very first, in fact, I think it was the first LIFEshop product showcase we did a few months ago. It was with the gentleman that I'm going to introduce now. It's been a whirlwind these last few months since we unveiled the LIFEshop. We're getting our legs under us as a company. But this call is really special to me because this was really one of our first key brand partnerships. And those of you who've been along for the ride the last few months, we see we've added more and more. But this is one of our top selling products. It's one that I've actually been on consistently since Darren sent me a complimentary bottle, gosh, 4 or 5 months ago. And I consider it kind of a hero type product. And we're going to get into the specifics of it. But without further ado, show owner of BlackMP, Darren Long, some love. Let him feel it. Come on, guys. Oh, Darren, feel the love here. All right, Darren, we're going to record this. We'll put it in our product showcase library. We have that other one you did as well. I think it's important. We've had lots of people join since then. We've had lots of new people try BlackMP. Before we get to some of the science and all that good stuff, tell us about Darren Long. I mean, we know you're this great, legendary college, former NFL football player, but what really drives Darren Long and what led to the inception of BlackMP, my friend?
Oh, I'll tell you what led to it is trying to save my wife's life and my life. At 45, I remember just telling her I didn't even feel like living anymore. And I knew this stuff. I studied this in college. And man, I was in San Diego. And you talk about an epiphany, that's where I got it. And I went right into it. I have my son who really helped start this whole thing that we got the raw materials. I just need the raw materials, and they're very, very hard to find. But that's how I started. And my wife had hepatitis C and liver cancer, and seen a doctor, Dr. Brown. He's a specialist in that, and he even had said, "I don't know what you've done, but you're non-detected." She was on Pegatron for less than a week because that stuff is just total poison. It's a chemotherapy. And that one of the biggest number one things, side effects, is suicidal thoughts. And we got her that right away. I said, we got to do this naturally. And that's where it all started. And from there, it's just been taken off. The NFL, not for long. But that's what it really stands for, because you can get hurt and injure, which happened to me in my second year in the NFL. But the USFL, to this day, I love that, probably because it was a lot more intense. I'm a very intense guy, and you got a bunch of fresh people coming out of college wanting to get a spot, and they're taking a lot of the other NFL ball players at that time. And so and Steve Young was my quarterback. I love Steve Young, and Frank Sire, who ended up with the Kansas City Chiefs after that. I love these guys, and that's where it all started, Eric.
I love it. So, Darren, when did BlackMP officially start? Do you remember the year?
Yeah, it was 2014. I was working on enzymes and probiotics. We were the first company. It was called Livia Global. I ended up selling it. But Livia Global, that's where we actually got our USDA certified, first ones ever to get it certified organic. Nobody's ever done it before. We're the very first ones to do it. And then from there, we started moving into more of the humic acids, which I was very familiar with by then. And from there, I met a brilliant scientist. You heard him too, Eric, which was, Dr. Lawton Tang and Dr. Burka, some of these guys that are brilliant. And when they saw what I had, and by the way, I got introduced by Vince Vaughn's mother. And they're one of our people that came aboard, and they
Vince Vaughn, the actor.
They're characters. I love these guys. And Shay and Steve, her husband, had introduced me to Lawton, and he didn't know anything really about it. So he started taking it and then put it into some studies. And that guy prescribes it now all the time, just like a lot of these Philippine doctors. We got doctors, can you believe that? Prescribing a natural product? That's never happened, really. And we've seen it from skin issues to cancers to different, not saying that this is a cure for cancer or any other thing, but it really allows your body to fight diseases. And we've known about this stuff for many years. And now that, we're pioneering stuff. We know now that fulvic acids, which we as part of that, is nothing but a chelator. It cleanses your cell and it permeates it. It makes it soft where you can take in nutrients without struggling to do it. And I was just talking to my youngest son yesterday. He's running this thing. He's a brilliant little kid, and we were talking about the difference between fulvic and humic separately. And what we were coming up with, what I was trying to tell them, that, humic acids is really your covering. It covers your cells. It protects your cells from all kinds of pathogens. And if you're getting infected, if a virus comes in, and this is for pets too, or for plants, the same thing. But if that virus, what it'll do is it'll attach itself to a cell and it'll inject its DNA or RNA, and then that's when it starts spreading. And what we're knowing, and through a brilliant scientist, a good friend of mine down is Dr. Love down in Irvine. That's all he does is study humic acids, not fulvic, just pure humic acids and diseases. And man, I'll tell you what, you talk about a laboratory. I've never seen anything like it. But Dr. Love, he really brought this out, where the protection, how strong it is, and how it can attach itself. And I love the way he talked about it, because, and more that we can understand, it's sticky. So if a virus is in and it's infecting or it's trying to infect, it's going to surround that virus like Velcro. That's what he said. It's just like Velcro, and it can't go farther. And if you have this stuff in your body at all the time, you probably will get infected with some virus, because there's thousands of them knocking at our door every day. And if you have this in your body, your severity will probably be hardly anything. And usually it's gone within 1 or 2 days. You can actually go to work and feel like you're really not even sick. But if you don't have it in it and you get sick and you start taking this, and I always tell people, just take a little bit more, get used to it, then it's still 3 or 4 days. It's going to leave your body, and your severity is going to start dropping after that first day you introduce it to your body. And that's the difference with these two molecules. They're absolutely fascinating. Even a scientist, all kinds of scientists have been studying this stuff for years, called miracle molecules. And you never hear that from scientists. This is a miracle molecule. And I'm talking about going into stuff that you wouldn't even believe. And from radiation, contamination, or infection, what this can do with cesium, and turn iron 3 into iron 2, where it's usable instead of being toxic. It just goes on and on. But this is why I've been doing this now for quite a while, and I tell everybody, I feel like I'm still 20, 30 years old now. I could feel like going out and playing football. I'm not going to do that because bones might be a little more brittle, but I really feel like I could play. I like to walk. When I walk, I don't even feel like walking. I feel like running. I feel like jogging. And most people that get on this, I've heard this many times, with, man, I got this energy and I don't even feel like walking. I feel like jogging to the place I'm going to go. And I just start laughing. I started doing that when we were wrestling in 2014. We were introduced to it. So I knew we were onto something big for energy and for safety and for hydration. And then beyond that, it just keeps on going.
I love it. Yeah, well, let's talk about this. We're going to bring some people on. They're going to share their testimonials here, which I think I know is going to touch your heart, man, because I know what you're really all about in terms of getting this out. What are some of the things that people will say to you after they've been on one of these products for, let's say, a couple of weeks? We're not here to make medical claims, but it's kind of interesting because we're seeing, just like some of our other products, there's so many different variegated benefits. And then people are like, I just take it throughout the day. Like, even me, I'll take it in the morning with my water, at lunch, afternoon. I get up in the middle of the night and go pee, I'll take some. So it's just like, it really, once you acquire a taste for it, there's so many benefits. But what are you hearing the most of, Darren, even including some of the former ball players that obviously had their bodies banged up over?
Wow, that's how it all started with a lot of ball players. I always tell people, and they were alumni. I mean, we're talking about 70, 80 years old, Bob Grant, Reggie Berry, all these guys, Jeff Severson. And all of a sudden, within a few days, they've already felt it. But the thing that number one, what you're talking about is people say, man, I sleep a lot better. That's the number one thing we hear. Number two is energy. I've noticed my energy level is getting better and better and better. And that's just all gut issues that you've just now created a clean environment in your gut, and now it can take in nutrients and stuff. So that's the main thing and when you said you pee a lot, that is the best thing you can do, because it detoxifies you all the time. I got to tell you this little story. I love it. When I was playing for the Rams, I had my guy that we were always double teaming down was a guy named Herb Pankey. He was the right tackle, right? And Irv, he loved coming up here and seeing this. So we used to go hunting up there for quail and duck and stuff years ago with everybody, Dennis Hara and Jim Everett. All the guys from the Rams they heard about my hunting spots. So they were always coming down here. But Irv Pankey ended up moving down here, and I helped him get into the COS. He wanted to coach and teach, and I got him into junior college of the Sequoia, COS. And I saw Irv not too long after that, and I hadn't seen him for a long time, and then he came in, and he called up. And he said, "Hey, let's go to lunch. I need to talk to you." So I ended up going to lunch at Migos, this little Mexican restaurant. I looked at him. I go, "Man, you don't even look like yourself anymore. What happened?" And I mean, he was really sick. And he goes, "Well, I got valley fever, and they had to operate and took half my lung, and now I'm on diabetic and all this." I go, "Irv, I want you to try this stuff. I'm not going to say it's going to work out, but just try it, because it's been doing miracles for other people." So he did. And then about a month later, I called him up, says, "Let's go to lunch, go there." And I looked at him. I said, "Irv, how come you're not taking the stuff?" And he looked at me like, "What?" I go, "I know you're not taking it. I can see it. You haven't taken it. What's going on?" He goes, "Well, I got to teach, and I have to go to the bathroom all the time." And I said, "Well, that's the best thing you can do. Just you have to time it out right, because if you don't, then you may have a problem while you're teaching." And anyway, so he got back on it, and I met him another month later, same restaurant, and I said, "Man, you look great." And he goes, "I feel great." And he's been on that since that too. So this has a lot of stuff. Now, I can't make medical claims. I never will make medical claims. I always tell people that if you put the right stuff in your gut and you have great gut health, then you are going to thrive. And you're going to see a lot of these little health issues and diseases start disappearing. And what's so interesting, if you ever read JAMA, or if you ever read the World Health Organization or NIH and all these people that have studied low grade humic acids, they make claims that just blow me away. But if I say it, we're shut down. So I'm not going to say it. But I say go check out their websites, and you see PubMed has done a lot of research on humic and fulvic acids, and look what they say about it. I can't say it, but it's actually a miracle molecule.
I love it. So, Darren, here's what I love. This is one of our best sellers, right? Everybody look at this, the BlackMP Super Immune Booster, 2 ounce. I mean, you're going to see it for 50, 60 or more dollars everywhere else. It's $24 here in our LIFEshop. Can you talk about this one, buddy? Because I know a lot of people are going to go right now and order this. It's $24. It'll last you a while. What's in here? I mean, what is it when people are like, what's in there that's going to make me feel better? Can you break down some of those main ingredients?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so what you got with that is we have taken that to a new level. Dr. Tang and I really pioneered some stuff in this ingredients to make sure we can get it without it causing any reactions that are negative. But the neat thing about the super immune boost is you've already getting that antiviral and broad spectrum antibiotic. You can read any research and it'll tell you humic acid is total antiviral and a broad spectrum antibiotic, which means that goes after pathogens, right? Whether it's you got bad bacteria, ate, and I've done this several times, where you get food poisoning. I'll just take that stuff, and I'm telling you, within a couple of hours, it's gone. What's in it is a real strong probiotic set. We also have 2 types of zinc in there. We have a methylcobalamin B12, which really methylates your body. You've got to have that in there. and then an array of different types of vitamins, including vitamin D3. And that is what really boosts up your immune system. It actually super boosts it up. And I keep saying it, that we're getting into, especially now we're coming into winter, I wouldn't go a day without doing 2 or 3 of these dropper pulls every day with the super immune boost. That's what I do. And I'm also getting my vitamins and also getting the stuff that actually stimulates your immune system and cleans your gut out. It's everything in a package. And it's kind of hard to believe, but it really works. And we've gotten more, physicians certified on this stuff. We've got doctor recommended. We've got pharmacists recommended. All these chiropractors and practitioners are taking it now and giving it out. In the Philippines, doctors, all kinds of doctors prescribe this stuff right now for, to keep healthy, because we're getting into the viral season right now. No telling what's going to be next, but I want to tell people, just be prepared. And I don't go a day without at least doing a super immune boost with it.
I love it, guys. I would encourage you, if you haven't, or if you're about out, make sure today, go in, just order a bottle of this. I mean, literally, like you're saving $36 from where you'd pay elsewhere. Get this BlackMP Super Immune Booster and just try it out. And, I'm confident you're going to love it. It is already one of our best sellers. So Darren, let's do this. First of all, let's foreshadow. Is it possible, maybe down the road in the not too distant future, if I want to take care of my pet,
oh yeah,
would it be possible to get a BlackMP product, which would be a whole category creator within our LIFEshop? Is there a possibility, if our community wants it, that we can make that available?
Yep, we're going to do that. I don't know if you have a picture of it. This is a long time coming. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a nice little pets on there, little cat and dog. But this is good for every living organism, basically. This is a very special blend we did. Now, Dr. Tang and I, we've been working on, and I think Eric was talking about doing our NELO Life coming out pretty soon. It has anti-aging properties in it with what they call NMN, and that is your nicotinamide mononucleotides. When it's mixed with certain molecules and ingredients, especially resveratrol, then it activates. And what's really interesting about this, and we were going over this, is and I think you've heard of that NMN. Have you heard of that, right, Eric?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's got really popular. That's the new revolution. And then, of course, somebody's been trying to shut it down for a while because they filed a research patent on it, but it's not flying very good because this has been researched over 50 years now. And a man named Dr. Sinclair, Dr. Lawton Tang, really brought this to the forefront on anti-aging and turning people that are, 50, 60, and 70 years old looking like they're 30, 40 years old. I have seen it, especially a lot of my ball players I've done it with. But this stuff in the pets, so anti-aging is what we're looking for, but we're learning a whole lot of stuff about NMN, right? Which mitigates, insulin resistance, especially in humans. That's where we're getting all our fat in our belly from bioengineered foods and stuff. And dogs are eating the same thing. It's bioengineered food everywhere you go. And what's neat about the NMN in this product, that your pets are getting all your vitamins and your minerals, your probiotics. So that's giving them safe. That's getting them that viral immunity and that broad spectrum antibiotic. And dogs are constantly looking for something that's going to work. And if you have ever seen, whether it's a cat or a dog, especially in your backyard, your front yard, they're out there gnawing on grass constantly. That they have a gut issue. That's the number one sign that they need probiotics and minerals, because that's what they're searching for. And the sad part about it, they really don't get that much in any of that, because there isn't anything left anymore in the soil to actually grow healthy grass or plants or whatever you want to call it that they're growing out there. And what's interesting too, and I've been yelling at the top of the mountain about, is a lot of even these organic foods that they're giving us is not grown in real rich mineral and probiotic soil. So even though it might be USDA certified organic, doesn't mean you're going to get your minerals and your probiotics in there, your good bacteria. But in this pet thing, what I was trying to say, if you ever seen, and I'll get you some pictures, Eric, because it will blow you away when you feed your animals NMN. By the way, this is where we learned about NMN is through studies of mice and animals, where we saw this so effective that we had to go start this into and put this into human clinical trials. All anecdotal evidence in the first, and what we were seeing and what we were looking at, we're going, this has got to go into human trials, and it has. And then we're getting all this stuff back from NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotides. All these new research is coming out where it does mitigate, insulin resistance. Now there's another paper Dr. Tang shared with me about a few months ago about a paper is going to be published on NMN about how it can help fight cancer. So I'm looking at all this stuff and I go, this is what we got to get pets, because the reality is they're even getting food worse than we're getting. When it's bioengineered and where they're getting it. And that's why you're seeing a lot of people now ordering this very expensive pet food that's actually made that's good and doesn't have that in there. And then when you're adding this to it, you can put it on their food, you can put it in their water, and you watch their coats start shining again. And their pets are going to have energy. They're going to be viral protected. They're going to have a broad spectrum antibiotic in there. The longevity of pets is what I'm really looking at, because we're already seeing this in humans right now. And there's some great studies out of UCLA that if you're taking this for NMN for a certain amount of time, you're actually going to increase your life expansion. So, when it comes to pet safety, now we're talking about this hydrates your pets every day. And I want to tell you two stories and how I knew this really took years ago. I was invited to go talk at a CBD convention in Texas, in Arlington, Texas. And they had all these scientists on my right side and all these doctors on my left side. I was the only one there who didn't have a medical degree. And what was so interesting is when it came my turn, they tell how great CBD is and how great all this is and everything is just going on. And then I talked about, I says, CBD is great stuff, but it doesn't work if you don't have good gut health issues. I started talking about making fulvic. After that deal, Eric, I'll tell you, I had a line of people. I was there for several hours answering questions. I'm looking around. Nobody's even talking to scientists and doctors that were pushing this stuff. But when we come back into when we get into those issues of NMN as well, or anything you take, whether it's a human or a pet, if you can take anything you want out there, vitamins and different minerals, but if you don't have the right gut health, nothing really absorbs, and then you're just making expensive urine for the pet or for you. And that's the thing that you got to really watch. And I don't mind saying that because we gotta get rid of these toxins every day. And I was on a show not too long ago. They were asking about, man, I'm losing a lot of weight taking your stuff, and it does that. And I go, let me tell you something. Did you lose 5 or 6, 7 pounds? Yeah, it's always 5 or 6 or 7 pounds. Let me tell you what that is. That's not fat being burned. That's you detoxifying and getting a lot of this garbage out that you probably have stored in your body for years, which they call it inflammation. And from inflammation, there's all kinds of things that come from in disease. And it will start with Candida albicans overgrowth. That'll be a yeast infection in your gut. And then it'll turn into a fungal in your blood. And that's where you see people with these yellow nails, and when they talk and they got saliva all over their mouth. That's thrush. So now they're seeing that in their mouth. It's all over the body. I can look at anybody and tell you need to get on something to get rid of that, because that can turn into some serious problems. And the same thing with your pets. So I'm really energized about that. When you're talking about what I feel and what you hear people talking about, the things you're going to notice in your pet is going to be energy. They're going to have good sleep. They're going to feel calm. They're just going to even look better. And it's going to take about 2 or 3 weeks, but you're going to start seeing a difference in it. And the neat thing about it is it boosts their immune system and it keeps them safe. That's the main thing. And I have pets. So when going back, I'm sorry I'm talking so quick for you. So when I was going to Texas to talk on that CBD deal, I stopped in Arizona. I have a daughter there, and she just bought this beautiful little white puppy, and her name was Kita. And I had just visited her. I dropped off some of our regular black stuff, and I took off. the next day, and on the way there, she's calling me and she's crying, saying something's wrong with Kita. Something's wrong with Kita. And I go, well, what are you talking about? So I said, well, take her to the vet. And so she goes to the vet. She comes back, and now she's really crying. Well, really crying. Well, she goes anyway. She goes. The vet says nothing you do about it. Says it's distemper, and she's totally dehydrated. Just be prepared. She might not gonna last a day. So I'm sitting there going, she's bawling like crazy. And I said, Amanda, I go, I dropped that stuff. I'll just go take a couple of dropperfuls, and it's very potent, and just stick a few in her mouth down the throat and see what you got. There's nothing you can lose. So that was around 2:00. At 6:30, she calls me and starts telling me that this dog is totally normal. It's out playing with the other dogs. And that's what it did for distemper. And then I had a buddy that owns a winery named Jess Castillo, great guy, love Jess. And his dog he left in the car, and it was gone. And took it to the vet. There was nothing to it. Jess started giving this dog. I got to have him on your show. You got to hear this story. It's unbelievable. This dog was totally limp, and he was sticking in there and squirting water in the mouth and stuff. And I'm telling you, the next day that dog was totally normal. And that's not. These are some of the stuff.
All right, let's not get people too excited yet, Darren. First of all, let's do a vote. Do you want to add the BlackMP Pet Concentrate to our LIFEshop? Yes or no? All right, I think that's a resounding yes there, Darren. So give us a week or two. We will get that up there. And Darren, might have you back on, or somebody else. So some people are already asking me, do you go right into their mouth? They put it in your water? How do they ingest that?
What I said, you can put it on their food. They can put it in their water. Sometimes you can even squirt it right in their mouth, and it won't be harmful at all. It's a nice blend. They're not going to spit it out. I do my dog every day now. In fact, the first day we actually put this together, everybody who came in there heard about it, started taking it home, and now they're coming back and getting more. So I think we're on to something pretty good for pets right now. My pets are looking great. Now I'm really excited to see what comes from this.
I love it. I can't wait to have a new category with BlackMP leading the charge. Now, before we send you on your way, guys, I pulled up the shop. Lots of you going in, buying that BlackMP Super Immune Booster. Some of you trying the other concentrate or both. Keep it up. You're going to be glad you did. I'm confident. What I'd like to see is raise your hand if you've been on BlackMP and you have a positive testimonial that you could share with us. Because, and Darren, I think this is going to be your favorite part, buddy. I know this is why you do what we do here. So I do have my buddy, Brian Smith Brian, come in as a panelist, buddy. So I know you've been wanting to share your testimony. Brian Smith. All right. Here we go. Hey, Brian, turn your camera on, buddy. There you go.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Ooh. Brian, good to see you, my friend. I know you and I talk a lot. You've been talking about BlackMP. You're never going to go off of it. Go ahead and share with Darren and our community your experience thus far.
Yeah, man, I was excited to hear Darren was coming back. My love affair with our LIFEshop started because of Blackwater. I've been supplementing for a long time. I'll be very honest. I eat horribly, so I take a lot of supplements because I know my diet doesn't give me the nutrients I need. So I've been a supplementer for about 25 years now, and I used to take a really good mineral supplement that was no longer on the market, and I've been looking for years for a good liquid mineral supplement. When you guys came on the last time, I ordered it immediately. Was looking for a way to sleep better and feel better. I was on Ambien for a lot of years, found another supplement that was working, but had gotten very cost prohibitive and hard to get. And so I thought I'd try this. Unintentional was I had gotten into a car accident about 2.5 years ago, and I can't take anti-inflammatory medicines. I took the supplement, not expecting anything, the Blackwater the first time. 20 minutes afterwards, I moved my right shoulder, which is at a pain level of 10 every day. I just live with it. And I had full range of motion and it didn't hurt. And I was like, wait, what just happened? And I just kept doing this for about a half hour. My shoulder doesn't hurt. And that was within 20 minutes of taking the supplement. It was pretty amazing. I have since come off the Ambien again. The only bad part is at 3 o'clock in the morning every night, I'm getting up and peeing, like you guys are saying. It's 'cause I take it before bed and when I wake up in the morning. So I love this stuff. I'm excited about the pet supplement. Being visually impaired, I have a lot of friends that have pets that are their family that help them live their lives every day. So to be able to offer this to them and tell them, hey, let's take care of your pets the way we take care of each other. Darren, I appreciate you so much and what your company's doing, and that we have the relationship with you to bring this to people. I'm so excited. Thank you, guys.
Wow. Wow.
Gotta feel good. Donna Rainey,
Wow.
do you have an experience with BlackMP you would like to share with us, young lady?
Yeah, hey, really quick. I'm not turning my camera on because guess what? I'm taking care of my dogs and bathing dogs right now. So I don't have dogs in the camera all over the place. I am very excited about that. I already went in the LIFEshop to see if I could order it, and it's not in there. But my husband we live in Texas, and it's really hot here in the summer. And my husband has a transporting business where he moves mobile office trailers in the all around the Metroplex, Dallas Fort Worth. And then they set them up, like he just did a bunch of stuff at the state fair, and they do them for schools and churches and stuff like that, where they need a temporary office. Anyway, he has a crew. My son helps him, but it's hot. It is so hot. So we've gotten kind of worried that he's going to have like a heat stroke. He's 62, and so we give him this, the BlackMP, and we use both kinds because I was confused in the beginning. So we just do like a whole squirt of each one, each day. And this summer he didn't have any heat cramps or anything like that. And he just does it at night. It's funny because I didn't know it made you get up and go to the bathroom, but maybe we should do it in the morning or something. But it really helped. I know it helped my brother-in-law too with some like just prevention from heat exhaustion, because sometimes in Texas it's 107 and the heat index is insane, and but you still have to work. And so we love all the products, but we started this right away in the beginning, and this is the first summer we haven't seen him have like some really kind of scary issues with heat exhaustion. So we love it. Yep. And I'm ready for it for my dogs. We had one of our favorite dogs died of cancer kind of young, a lab, and back in the winter. And so I'm really excited. We already give our dogs some of the stuff we have anyway, even though it's not for dogs. But this is awesome. I think that will help a lot of people with their pets, because we love so many of us love our pets.
Love it. Well, hey, we're going to do a special today. Any of you that are on this live webinar, go in there, order this BlackMP, get the super immune booster, try it out for a month. If you don't love it, send an email to eric@nelolife.com. I will personally refund you, but we haven't had to do that yet, Darren. I don't suspect we're going to be doing it soon. And as always, guys, we don't make medical claims. We just want you to create your own testimony. But I'll tell you, for me personally, Darren, this one's a little nostalgic because every time I take it, I think of, oh man, this is kind of our first brand partnership, and here we're growing and coming out with a pet product soon. So guys, get in there, try it out for a month, risk-free. I think you'll be a lifelong advocate of the humic and fulvic acid with all the other minerals and probiotics that are in there. Just give it a shot, see how you feel. Darren, any final words you want to leave with our community, brother?
No, well, another thing too, I know we had a little bit of issue with some leakage on the 4-ounce. Those have been totally taken care of. I don't know if you know that, Eric. So they're ready to go too. That's what I also use. But yeah, I think the number one thing I always want to say when you're taking the humic acids for your pets, it's covering them for safety. And then when we're giving them the fulvic acid, it's a cleansing, and it's also a delivery of all kinds of nutrients, whether it's for your pets or for yourself. I love these testimonies. That's why I'm doing this. I mean, I'll tell you what, if I hadn't done this back then, I wouldn't even be talking to you. I'd probably be in the grave right now. This is this stuff. It saved my life. It saved many of my friends' life. I'm just going to say, just like you said, Eric, if you don't try it, you'll never know what you're really missing. And that's what I'm going to say. Keep yourself safe, keep yourselves hydrated, and let's just get through it all together. And I really appreciate you, Eric, and your company, what you've done and how you get the message out. I mean, it is a blessing to be involved with you, my friend.
Likewise, brother. You've been a blessing for us. So, ladies and gentlemen, send Mr. Darren Long some love. Give him a virtual high five. Get in there, order one, order both of the BlackMP products. You're going to love it. Be on the lookout for our first pet vertical with Darren's leadership, man. I hate to say it, Darren. I'm a pet lover. I'm one of those guys. If there was a certain human being or my pet, it'd be tough for me to decide, bro. So I'm excited to add that to it. So appreciate you very much. God bless you all. Have a great day. Thanks, buddy.
Bye-bye. But thank you.